website, which was quite the challenge because I too had never made one. It's called One Word, Creating Writing Success One Word at a Time. And I used Vistaprints because I didn't know how to do this, so I needed all that stuff you just drop in and make it cute. So my theme is helping students of any age build their vocabulary and build their desire to write. At the same time, opening myself up and sharing some of my writing. And if you were with me last summer, you know that my whole thing about writing is it's mine and I don't want to share it. So this is a huge leap for me because all through this site I've actually linked some of my writing. So I tried to keep the areas as one word, and I'll go through all of these really quickly, but there's a common feature. When you click on the first word, it takes you to dictionary.com so that you can continue to build vocabulary. So even a student who's, say, in the 3rd grade can do this. So this is just my introduction to the website, and it says, whether you're a 3rd grader writing your essay about what you did for your summer vacation, writing your dissertation, or writing that one great novel that lies within each of us, every document begins with one word. And that will take you to one of my writings, which is named Reaching, which is one word. And if you go in there, you can read all about that. And let me try to do this right so I don't lose the page. So I'm going to kind of skip around. I'm going to come back to one page. This is vocabulary, same thing. One word will link. This is Word Dynamo. So when a person links to that, it actually takes you in and lets you practice doing words. The one thing that I think that's great about this is there's different levels. So you can be an elementary school or college student, and you can do it in different subjects. You can prep for the SAT, the GRE, work on foreign languages, all kinds of things. You can build your brain power. So it gives you lots of things. Now, I want to just tell you, because when I tried it out, I didn't want to lose, so I did elementary level, and thankfully I got all 10 words right. But I was a little concerned at one point. I went, I think I know all these words, but let me just make sure. So there's a link to that, and then this is a link to the movie Akeelah and the Bee, which is about the child who went to the spelling bee, the story of a child who went to a spelling bee. And I thought that would just be a good encouragement for students to really look at building their vocabulary. Equipment. So while you're in here, there's just different things that I point out. So one of the things about being a good writer is that you show, don't tell. Practice writing with great detail and description. So I included an excerpt from a writing class that I had that really describes a location. Wow, I did exactly what I didn't want to do. So that gives you that piece of it. And then there's a link to dictionary.com. And then this is actual link to something we're going to do in a few minutes. Opportunities, and there's just links to different writing centers that you can be a part of. Library, this shows books that I've read and used to build my writing. And then a link to Freedom Writers. It's a movie that's based on a true story about students who wrote and what power that they created within their environment to make change. Quotes is very simple. I love quotes, so I'm going to keep putting them in here. And as you can see, I have our professors, Writing That Helps You Think. That really helped me because that week I was like, oh, okay, this is why I can't get this done. I'm not writing anything down. I have a page here for people to be able to go in and actually write encouraging messages to other writers who are struggling. And so I did a test. This is a test to make sure it would work, and it does. Thanks for taking the time to connect with me. If you want to follow up, have other comments, that's there. It also links to one of my writings, which I think I've shared with a couple of you before. So it gives you that piece of it. And then there's a blog page, which I actually have blogged 2 things. But I'm not going to go into that because I want to have time to do one other thing, or 2 other things. So The last page that I finished was the dedication page, and it just was grueling for me because I had to talk about me. So that's me when I was about 6. Which, see, I wrote it in there. So it talks about why am I authoring this website? I wanted to say because Carmen made me, but I didn't. I actually talked a little bit more in depth. Who is it for? Why did I inspire one word? So those are just different things. Who am I? And then this is a link to what I call my personal mission statement, which I created a couple of years ago. That kind of talks about me in a really quick and concise manner. And why this picture? The first thing that I remember writing, I wrote in the living room of that, in that shot. So that's why I picked that picture. And who inspires me to write? My community, which is a link to that, a link to my family, a link to the piece I wrote about a really good friend, and my classmates, which, ta-da! So you guys are there. I will take you down if you don't want to be in the, the website. I understand, but I just wanted to include you because you've all been very good about supporting me in my writing this year. So we're going to go, I'm going to ask you all to link on to my site because I want us to all do one task real quick. If you link onto the site, and then link onto where it says under equipment, under one word, it says there is only one way to overcome writer's block, and that is one word at a time. Try this great site to help generate writing ideas. So when you click on it, it will take you to a site, and I think I have just enough time. If you go in and you click go, it'll ask you to write about one word for a minute. And I would like to ask you all to do that if you would not mind.
Very fun.
You won't be graded, nobody will see, but I'm also interested to see if you all get the same word. And I'm not going to do it because I want to make sure I see if everybody gets the same word. So while you're doing that, I just want to say that I picked this topic because writing is near and dear to me, but it also pushes me to my limits, and so did building this website. So I felt like I should use both of them at the same time to build my strengths. And so I do want to thank Carmen because you did push me, and I did get it done in 10 days, which is pretty amazing. So can anybody just shout out what word you have?
Influence.
Okay.
Oh, everybody did.
So everybody's got the same word. Okay. So you can do, let me see what it does for me. Can I get influence too? So I don't know if it's a different word every day or the same word every day. I mean the same word for a day. But you can go into this, and after you do it, it will show you what other people wrote. So you can just kind of look. And so for people who have had writer's block, whether you're writing about, work or for fun or whatever, this is a good way to kind of relax you and get you back into the writing mode. So that is my presentation, and I think I came close to staying within the limit. So thank you very much, and I'm going to try to get rid of all the extra pictures. Okay, thank you.